Have you ever wanted to score a strike in Minecraft? Then with this bowling alley, you can. Hey, what's up? How is everyone doing today? And welcome back to another build tutorial, where today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own bowling alley. And if you do enjoy this tutorial, please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate that. But without wasting any more time, let's jump in to the build. Here are all the materials that you will need for this build. And the plot of land you will need is 33 by 44 blocks. So first up, let's grab ourselves some blue terracotta here. And just starting on this third block here, just in the bottom left, I'm just going to place one just there. And I'm just going to build this across by another 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm just going to extend this row up by another 10 blocks. And then once the wall has been built up, if I just come to the back of it, I'm just going to double this up so it's 2 thick in total. And then just moving to the left hand side, just from this point here, I'm just going to build this going all the way up. And then I'm just going to extend this out by another 37 blocks. And then once I've reached the end here, I'm just going to place another 4 blue terracotta just in the corner here. And just going to build that up so it's level with the wall. And then once that has been built up, just on this bottom row here, I'm just going to build up by 2 more blocks. And then I'm just going to build that across to meet up with the other pillar on the other side. And then I'm just going to mirror what I've done on the bottom on the top as well. And then just moving around from this point here, I'm just going to build across another 29 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Just there. And then I'm just going to thicken this by 1 more block. And then I'm just going to build this wall up so it's level with the other walls. And then once this wall has been built up, just moving back to the front here. And then just from this area here, I'm just going to place 4 blue terracotta just there. And then I'm just going to extend this across by another 22 blocks. And then after that, I'm just going to place another 4 blocks just on the right hand side there. I'm just going to build this going all the way across until I meet up with the wall over there. And then once this has been built across, I'm now going to grab myself some block of quartz here. And then just from this point just here, I'm going to place one. And then I'm going to go across another 31 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. and 31. And then I'm just going to build this whole row up just until I meet the roof just there. And then once that's been built up, just moving to the left hand side of the wall here with some more quartz. I'm just going to go up by 5 blocks, and on this 5th block I'm going to go across by another 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then just moving around, I'm just going to build this going all the way across just until I meet the blue wall just there. And then next up, just starting from this point here, I'm going to go across 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then on this 8th block, I'm going to place 1 block of quartz just there. And then I'm going to leave a gap of 6 and place another quartz block there. And then there should be a gap of 7 just on the end there to line up just there. And then I'm just going to build these points all the way up. And the next up, I'm just going to grab myself some light grey concrete. And then just in between where the windows are going to go, I'm just going to replace the floor. I'm just going to do this in between each gap. And once that's done, I can grab myself some white stained glass panes here. And then firstly fill up this first window just here. So let's fill it up with all that white stained glass just there. And then in the middle, this is where our doors are going to go. So firstly, I'm just going to place 4 glass panes on either side. And then I'm going to place 1 and then 2 just on the bottom just there. And then next I'm going to grab myself a diorite wall. I'm just going to place 1 of them just on top of the glass pane just there. And then on top of this diorite wall, just another 2 glass panes just to finish our doors off just here. And then moving to our 3rd window, I'm just going to fill this in with some more of the glass. And then after that, I'm just going to fill in the top window as well. Now with all of our windows filled in, we can now grab ourselves some lime concrete just here. And just going to the left hand side here, firstly on this block, I'm just going to place 2 lime concrete going out just there. And just in front of it, I'm going to place another 3. And then I'm just going to build this across and then I'm just going to extend this across all the way until I meet up with that quartz block on the end there. And then after that has been extended, just moving over to this area here. Firstly, from this point, I'm going to go up by 5 blocks and then across by 7. And then on this 8th block, I'm going to place 1 lime concrete just there. And I'm just going to extend this out so it's 3 in total. And then I'm just going to build this going all the way across just until I join up with that point over there. So next up for the bowl sign. So firstly, let's grab ourselves some quartz. I'm going to need a block of quartz stairs, get ourselves some quartz stairs and a quartz slab. And then firstly, just from this point, I'm going to go across 2 blocks and then just 1 more up just on top there. And then from this point, I'm going to place 3 block of quartz just there. And then moving on to some slabs, I'm going to place 1 slab on the bottom and then 1 on the top. And then with some quartz stairs, let's place 1 normal stair just on the top there. And then 1 upside down one on the bottom there. And in the middle, just another stair just there. And then in the center here, I'm just going to add another block of quartz just there. And that will give us our B. And then leaving another gap of 1 for our O. Let's just add another 3 block of quartz just there. Leaving one more gap and then another 3 on the other side. And then just 1 quartz slab on the bottom and then another one on the top. And that will give us our O. And the next up for our W, so again, leaving another gap, I'm going to place 1 upside down quartz stair just there. And then leaving a gap and then another upside down one just on the other side just there. And then on top of these stairs, I'm going to add 1 block of quartz. And then with some more quartz stairs, I'm going to place another 2 just on top, facing the other direction. And then just in the middle, I'm just going to add 1 block of quartz just there. And then for our L, just leaving a gap here, I'm going to place 3 block of quartz and then just 1 slab on the end there. And the next up for our giant bowling pin here. So firstly, apart from the quartz, I'm also going to need some lime wool and some glowstone. So firstly, just starting from this second row, just on this third block here, I'm just going to place 1 quartz stair just there, 2 block of quartz, and then the 1 quartz stair on the end there. And then I'm just going to place 2 rows of 4 quartz on top of that. And then I'm just going to place 1 quartz stairs either side just here. And then 2 more block of quartz just to fill in that gap. And then on top of these 2 blocks is add 2 lime wool as well. And then I'm just going to add 6 block of quartz on top of that. And to finish it off, just 2 quartz stairs just there. And then moving to our glowstone, just in between these gaps where the stairs are, as you can see, there's a bit of the block exposed. Just going to destroy that and replace that with some glowstone. So I'm just going to do this wherever the stairs are. And this will just light up our little bowling pin sign here. And the next up, I'm going to grab myself some lanterns. And then, firstly, just from this point here, I'm just going to place 1 lantern there, leaving a gap of 6. Then place another one just here. On the right hand side, let's do another gap of 6. 1 more lantern there. And then the same on the left hand side as well. And the next up, I'm just going to grab myself some smooth stone here. And just where our green guide is, firstly, I'm just going to replace all of that wool with the smooth stone to start with. And then just where there's any grass areas, I'm just going to fill that in with some smooth stone. And then once those areas have been filled in, just moving to the back, I'm just going to build some more smooth stone going along just back wall here. And then going around this outer edge as well. Just to meet up here. And then finally, just moving to the side of the building with some lime concrete. Just firstly, just on this block, I'm going to place 4. I'm going to leave a gap, place another 4. And I'm just going to repeat this. Just until I meet here. But on the end, there will be 3 there. So don't panic if you think you've done it wrong. That is on purpose. And I'm just going to mirror this on the top side as well. And then I'm also going to grab myself a block of quartz. And then I'm just going to do the exact same pattern, but just in the middle of the 2 green concrete just here. And the next up, just moving on to the inside here. Firstly, we're going to do a little bit of the flooring. So firstly, just using this wall as a guide, just from this 3rd block in, I'm just going to place 1 light grey concrete just there. I'm just going to build this going all the way across. Just until I meet with the wall just there. And then I'm just going to fill in this entire area. And the next up, we're going to need to make room for all of our redstone for our working bowling alley. So firstly, this whole grass area that we've left, we're going to dig this whole area down 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to dig this whole area all the way down. And then once this whole area has been dug down, Firstly, just on this inner wall, I'm just going to replace this with some light grey concrete. And then once that wall has been replaced, I'm just going to replace these other 3 walls with some more light grey concrete as well. And then once all those walls have been filled in with the light grey concrete, I'm also going to fill in the floor with some light grey concrete as well. So now with the whole area prepped, we can now move on to the redstone. So first up, if I just go to this top left hand corner over here, I've just placed a row of 4 lime wool there. So I've just gone 2 up and then 2 across this side and then 1 across this side. So this is in the top left hand corner just here. And then after that, I'm just going to leave a gap in between and I'm going to place another 4 lime wool. So I'm just going to keep leaving 1 gap. I'm just going to repeat this another 4 times. Just until I'm 1 block away from the wall on this end over here. And this is pretty much just marking out each bowling alley. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to do one mechanism and then all you've got to do is repeat it another 4 times all the way along. So for the bowling alley, so with some more lime wool, firstly, I'm just going to add another 3 rows of 4 just onto this. And then after that, I'm going to grab myself some redstone and some redstone repeaters. And first up, just on this first row, I'm just going to place 4 redstone just like that. And then moving to our repeaters, I'm just going to place 3 next to each other just there. And then moving back to a redstone, let's place another 3 going in the left direction there as well. And then just in this block, I'm going to place another repeater just like that. And now we're going to need some sticky pistons, and I'm just going to place 4 of them in some sort of T shape just there. And the next up, just moving back to the lime wool, if we just come underneath here, starting from this block just there, I'm just going to go 1 more up and place 1 lime wool just there. So it should be underneath the middle repeater just there. And then I'm also going to grab myself a redstone torch and just place it there, which should activate all of our pistons. So what this does, it just creates an inverse signal. So when we throw our item and it lands on the pressure plate, the pistons will then extend down with the rods on top, which will make it look like someone has just scored a strike. So once they have been extended up, moving back, let's grab some more redstone, and then just on the right side of the block, I'm going to place another 3 redstone just there. And then with some lime wool, just in front of here, I'm going to place 1 more just there. And then on top of this, I'm going to add 1 more redstone block. And then moving back to our lime wool, I'm just going to go diagonally up 1, and then extend this so it's 3 long in total. And then I'm just going to place 3 more redstone just there. And then after that, I'm going to grab myself some black wool, and then I'm just going to place 3 black wool on top of this redstone, and I'm just going to add 3 oak pressure plates just there. And as you can see, when I stand on them, that will extend the pistons down. Now with our first part done, we can now move on to the second part. So if we just come to this end here with some lime wool, firstly just from this block here, so 2 up just here, I'm going to place 3 lime wool just there. And I'm just going to extend this along so it's 14 blocks in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 just there. So for this, let's grab ourselves a dropper here. And I'm just going to place this on this 4th block just there. So I'm just going to place that facing upwards. And I'm also going to grab myself a comparator as well. I'm just going to place 1 of them just there. And then in front of that, I'm also going to add myself a repeater there as well. And then with some redstone dust, just going to place 3 along there. And then another 3 to line up with the dropper just there. And then I'm going to grab myself another repeater and just place that going into the hopper there as well. And then I'm just going to adjust the repeater just here by 1 notch just there. And that's just going to make sure that the timing's right for when the item is launched by the slime, which will give us our bowling system. And the next up, let's grab ourselves a hopper. And I'm just going to place, firstly, 1 of these just going into the dropper there. Then I'm going to place another hopper into the left side of this hopper just here. And then another one going into the right as well. And then just still using the hoppers, I'm also going to place 1 hopper going straight into the left and right ones here as well. I'm also going to grab myself some bedrock as well. I'm just going to place this in between these hoppers here, just there. And then after that, let's grab ourselves some light grey concrete. And I'm just going to place 1 just there, making sure we leave a gap just in the middle. And I'm also going to grab a redstone torch. And I'm just going to place 1 redstone torch just on the left-hand side of this block just there. And then after that, let's grab some lime wool and place 1 lime wool just there. And then I'm going to place one redstone dust just on top, just there. And then I'm just going to place another one next to that. And then I'm just going to curve this around to meet up with this redstone just there. So now with the foundations of our ball shooting system in place, we can now get on with the ball return system, which is pretty much going to be like a hopper system. So it'll pretty much take the ball that got shot over there into some hoppers, and then the hoppers will travel over here, and then it will return the ball to the player pretty much. So firstly, what we're going to do, if we grab ourselves another dropper, and then firstly, just leaving a block gap here on this block, I'm going to place one dropper facing up. And then I'm going to get a redstone repeater and place one going into this dropper just here. And then I'm also going to get myself a comparator and place one just coming out just there. And then a repeater just in front of that. And then with some redstone dust, just going to loop this round to connect the two repeaters together. And then I'm going to grab myself some more light grey concrete. I'm just going to place this on top of the dropper just there. So then let's grab ourselves some hoppers, and if we come over to the other side of our contraption here, so I'm going to grab myself some lime wool, and I'm just going to place a temporary block just there, and I'm just going to place a hopper going straight down on top of that block, and then let's just destroy that block as well. And then coming to the other side, I'm just going to place two hoppers going into that end hopper just there. And the next up, I'm just going to place another temporary block just there, and I'm just going to place a hopper going into that block just there. And again, let's destroy that. And then let's place another temporary block just here this time. And then let's place a hopper going into this one. And then once this is done, moving along to the other end. Firstly, I'm going to place a hopper going into this dropper here. And then another one as well. And then just from this point, I'm just going to place all these hoppers just until we meet up with the other end. Just until we meet up just here. And that will give us our ball return system. So we can test this out by, let's just get a random block, and let's just drop one into the hopper there. And hopefully it should dispense out just here. There we are. And it will give us our block back just like that. So now we've got the foundations for our working bowling system here, but obviously this is only one alley. So yeah, after this, just using these markings, you just got to repeat this system another 4 times just there. But before we do that, I'm also going to get another dropper quickly, and I'm just going to place another dropper on top of here as well. And we can also test this system as well. So this is going to be a system where when you put an item in, it will activate a piston which will boost the item. So if I just add a block in here, it should be dispensed out just there. So with all this redstone done, we can now move on to decorating the interior. Firstly, for the roof, let's grab ourselves some block of quartz. And then just starting on this second layer here, so just one from the top, I'm just going to fill this entire section up for the roof. So just filling in this whole area. And then once that all has been filled in, I'm also going to grab myself some stone slabs. And again, I'm just going to place some stone slabs on top of each block of quartz here. So with all that done, we can now prepare for working on the inside here. And firstly, we're going to need to light this place up. So let's grab ourselves some oak fences, some glowstone, and some oak trapdoors. And then firstly, with the oak fences, firstly, from this point just here, I'm going to go across 5 blocks. And then I'm just going to go up another 3. And then just on that block, I'm going to place 2 oak fences just there. And then moving across, I'm going to leave a gap of 4. Place another 2. Another gap of 4. Another 2. Another gap of 4. Another 2. And then finally, one more gap of 4. And then another 2. Just like this. And then firstly, I'm just going to repeat this another 2 times first. So I'm going to leave a gap of 4 in between these. And then just repeating this. And then after this lot, I'm actually going to leave a gap of 9. And then I'm going to do another 2 rows just here. So So with all of our fences now placed, let's grab our glowstone. I'm just going to place one glowstone block just under each of these fences that we've marked out. And then just around each of these glowstone blocks, I'm just going to add some oak trapdoors surrounding the entire block. So now all of our lights are placed, we can now get on with the interior stuff. And before we start working, it is a little bit more dark. And apart from these lights, there is another method we can use to add just a lot more light into the building. And this is using a light block. Now, to give you a light block, all you got to do is /give your username and then light. And this will give you this cool little light bulb thing. And then all you got to do, if we just scatter it around these walls, it will just add that little bit more light to our bowling alley area. And it'll just keep everything looking that little bit brighter just here. And these are cool because they're not actually like a full block, so you can still go through them. And it's just like, kind of sort of like a mysterious light source, but it does help keep the bowling alley look that little bit more brighter. So let's start decorating. So firstly, let's grab ourselves some grey concrete. And then firstly, starting from this point here, I'm just going to place a 2x2 square of grey concrete just here, and I'm going to extend that by one more as well, and then I'm just going to extend this going all the way up to the ceiling. So I'm just going to mirror that on the other side as well, but as you can see, we have got a bit of redstone in the way, so we're not going to go as deep on this one. But what we can still do, from this point, I'm just going to place another 2x3 rectangle just there, just on this point, and then I'm just going to build this all the way up to the ceiling. And the next up, I'm going to grab myself some black wool, and then I'm just going to place this black wool just in between the front sticky piston, just here. So there's 2 blocks either side. And then I'm also going to place 4 black wool just in between these gaps. And then I'm just going to place another row behind it as well. And then I'm just going to build this up another 2 blocks. And then just in between this gap here, just place another 4 black wool. And the next up, let's grab ourselves some deep slate tiles just here. And also just grab a stair version of that as well, if I can find it. There we are. And then what I'm going to do, let's just add 2 deep slate tiles just there. And on top of that, let's grab ourselves some of the stairs and just place 2 of them on top. I'm just going to repeat this in between each of these gaps. And then after that, I'm now going to grab myself some quartz stairs as well. Grab some of them. And then just on this 3rd block, I'm going to place one upside down one just there. I'm just going to build this along until I meet the other end of the wall. Just till I meet there. And then let's move back to our black wall. And then I'm just going to cover this area up, going all the way along. And then just on top of these quartz stairs, I'm going to grab myself some lime wool. And then I'm just going to build this going all the way across. And I'm just going to build this whole wall up until I meet the ceiling. And then for the bowling pins themselves, we're going to use some end rods here. Let's grab some of them. And I'm just going to place 4 of these on top of our sticky pistons. And then when I press the pressure plate, our bowling pins fall down. And then I've just got myself some custom heads here with different numbers on. And if you don't know how to get these custom heads, I will show you now.
So if you head over to minecraftheads.com, there are loads of custom heads to choose from. So you just type in what you're searching for, and as you can see, there will be loads of heads you can choose from here. And if you choose your one and then copy one of the commands for the correct version, paste it in a command block, and that will give you your head. Happy days.
All the links to these heads will be in the description. So firstly, I'm just going to place my number 1 just on the first bowling alley there. Number 2 on the second. I'm just going to replace these on each alley just there. The next up, I'm going to grab myself some blue ice here. And then I'm just going to place a row of 3 just there. I'm just going to extend this so it's 11 blocks in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just until we meet up with a dropper just there. And again, just repeating that for the other 4 lanes. And then after that, I'm also going to grab myself some bedrock. And I'm just going to place 2 of these in between these gaps next to the dropper. And then moving back to our deep slate tiles here. Firstly, where the back wall is, I'm just going to replace these 2 blocks and replace that with the tiles. So just doing this in between each gap. And then with some more of these deep slate tiles, I'm going to place another 2 just next to each of these hoppers. Just there. And then with some deep slate tile stairs, I'm just going to place 1 just there. And then I'm just going to build this across until I meet with the end of our ice strip here. So just until I meet up just there. And I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Just here. And then I'm just going to repeat this for the other 3 gaps. Just here. And then once the stairs have been placed, moving to this end with some more deep slate tiles, I'm just going to place these going all the way along. Just until I meet up just here. And then with some stairs, just going to place these in front of these blocks. Just there. And I'm just going to do this for this side as well. And then after that, let's grab ourselves some glowstone. I'm just going to place 2 glowstone in between each of these gaps. And then I'm also going to grab myself an iron trapdoor, and let's just place 2 of these on top of each glowstone. And then with some light grey concrete as well, let's grab some more of that. Let's just place another 2 of these in front of each glowstone as well. And then moving to our iron trapdoors, I'm just going to place 1 trapdoor on top of each of this block. Just here. And then with all that done, we can now add in the rest of our flooring. So again, going back to our light grey concrete, from this point firstly, I'm just going to build a row of 3 going all the way across. Just to meet here. Then I'm going to place 3 here. But then I'm just going to leave this whole strip visible just for now. But then I'm going to build across here. So just making sure we're leaving this area visible, I'm just going to cover the rest of the floor in this area here. So now with all of our floor covered, we can now start making our ball shooting system. So for this, firstly, we're going to need ourselves some slime blocks. Let's also grab ourselves a sticky piston. We'll also need some light grey carpet as well. And let's also grab ourselves a cauldron. And then some oak signs as well. And we're also going to need some lime wool. Let's just grab all our materials. And then also some quartz slabs. And I'm also going to get myself this custom lime concrete head as well. All the links to these heads will be in the description, by the way. So starting on our first bowling section just here firstly with a sticky piston. I'm just going to place this on top of the redstone torch. And as you can see, it should be fully extended just like this. And in front of that, I'm going to add 1 slime block just there. And then with a light grey carpet, I'm going to place 1 carpet on top of that slime block. And then 1 on top of the piston just there. And then moving to my cauldrons, I'm just going to place 3 of these on top of this gap just there. And on top of these, I'm going to add 3 of the concrete heads here to look like bowling balls just there. And then with an oak sign, let's just place 3 of these in front of the cauldrons just there. And then just leaving a 1 block gap here with a quartz slab. I'm just going to place 3 slabs there. And then some lime wool just behind it for a little sofa just there. But now our bowling shooting system should now work. So let's grab our lime concrete head here. And if I just throw that in, hopefully, yes, the item will get boosted and we get a strike. And then the item should return to us through this trapdoor here. So it should come any second now. Oh, it hasn't came. So all we've got to do to fix this with a light grey concrete, where there's a gap here, let's get rid of that gap. And let's do this for each of these other sections as well. And then hopefully if we test this again, yeah, let's throw another ball, strike. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get our ball back now. Yeah, there we are. And that will return our ball back to us. So I'm just going to repeat this for the other 4 lanes. So again, with our slime block, I'm just going to place 1 slime block on top of our dropper just there. And let's grab our piston on top of this block. Making sure that's extended. And then some light grey carpet on top of those 2 blocks just there. And then with the cauldrons, let's just place 3 of these just there. With some concrete lime heads just there. And then 3 oak signs in front of the cauldron again. And then let's grab ourselves some more lime wool. Let's just place 3 in front of those cauldrons. And then another slab just there. So next up, let's make the TV screens for each of the bowling alleys to show the different scores. So firstly, let's grab ourselves a chain just here. And then firstly, just above the slime block just here, I'm just going to look up. And then I'm just going to place 4 chains going down. So they should align with the lights. I'm just going to repeat this, leaving a gap of 4 in between each of them. And then next up, let's grab ourselves some black wool here as well. And then let's just place a row of 3 just underneath the chain just there. So again, just repeating this another 4 times. And then underneath each of these, I'm going to get a iron trapdoor. I'm just going to place 3 of these just underneath. And then let's also grab ourselves some buttons. And I'm just going to place 2 of these stone buttons on each side. And then finally, let's grab ourselves an oak sign as well. And let's just place 1 of them in the middle. I'm just going to write score on each of them. And the next up, for the bowling alley waiting area here. So firstly, let's grab ourselves some lime wool, and let's also grab ourselves some quartz blocks as well. And firstly, just from this point just here, I'm going to go across 1, and I'm just going to place 1. Oh, actually, we need quartz slabs. Let's place 1 quartz slab just there. And then I'm just going to go up by 1, and then across by another 3. And then I'm going to go up by another 6. And then moving to our lime wool, I'm just going to place 4 lime wool going across just there. And then I'm going to place another 6 just there. And then finally just 1 more slab on the end there. And I'm just going to mirror this design on the other side. So just leaving a gap of 6. And then I'm just going to place another 2 quartz slabs just there. Going across another 3. And then across another 6. And then just 1 more on the end just there. And then with our lime wool, just going to fill in this gap just there. And the next up, I'm going to grab myself some carpets. Let's grab ourselves some blue, some lime, and some white. And there's no specific way of doing this. I'm just going to scatter it to make it look cool. So I might scatter some white carpet just all over firstly. And then I might go in with some blue, just scatter that around. Just there. And then finally, just add some lime as well. And this just creates a cool carpet design for the middle there. Might break this up a little bit more. That just creates a cool little carpet design. And next up, let's move on to the bowling shoes area here where people get all their shoes. So firstly, let's grab ourselves some lime concrete. And then from this point, I'm just going to go across 8 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to leave a gap and then place another 3 just there. And then with some white carpet, I'm just going to place 2 carpet just there, leaving a gap. And then let's place another 3, 1 more gap, and then just 2 on the end. And then 3 in that area as well. And then let's grab ourselves an oak trap door, and let's just place 1 in the middle there as well. And then let's also grab ourselves a polished blackstone pressure plate there, and let's just place 2 of these in these gaps. And then let's also grab ourselves an oak sign, and I'm just going to place 1 of these just in front of these pressure plates. And then with some paintings, let's just place 1 in front of these just there for a computer screen. And then moving to the back, let's grab ourselves some quartz slabs, and then I'm just going to place a whole row of slabs on the bottom, leaving a half a gap, and then just placing another 2 rows just there. And the next up, I'm going to grab myself some leather boots, and I'm also going to get some lime dye, and we're going to dye these boots to look like shoes. So if we just grab ourselves a crafting table quick, and let's add the leather boots with the lime in there, and that'll give us our dyed boots here. And I'm going to frame these on these shelves, and for this we're going to use some invisible item frames. So let's do /give at P, and then let's do item frame, and then I'm going to do one of those squiggly brackets, forget what they're called, and let's just do entity tag, and then colon, another squiggly bracket, and let's just do invisible, and then let's do colon, and then 1B, and then just 2 more squigglies on the end there, and that will give us an invisible item frame. And I'm just going to place these on each of these slabs just here. And then let's move to our boots, and then if I just right click, as you can see, that will frame all of our shoes just on the shelf there. And I think I need to light this base up a little bit more, so if we grab ourselves some more of those light blocks, and then I think I'm going to place some of these in front of these sofas here, add a bit more light. Might add some on the ends of these sofas as well. Also might add some just behind the desk as well, just there. And there we are, and that is the interior of our bowling alley, all complete. And then one final detail firstly, with some oak leaves, I'm just going to add some, just for a bit of extra decoration. This is add 4 in front there. Let's add maybe another 4 with 2 on top, just there. And then just on the, in the kind of corner of this building, let's also add some more. Not being very specific with this, just scattering them to where I think looks nice really. Yeah, I think that does it. I might add some more just here as well. Just that little bit of extra decoration. So I'm very tempted to have another game of bowling here. So if we grab ourselves one of the balls here, let's grab one of them. Let's grab that. And then, come on, let's go. Let's throw this in. Wait. Yeah. And then it boosts along. Strike. What about that? And then, as you can see, when we come, and then let's wait. Hopefully the ball will return. And then let's grab our ball. There we are. And the good thing is, with this system, you get a strike every time. So you can just become a pro bowler with this. So, yeah. So thanks for watching this bowling tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you did enjoy, please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and have a good day.